Good morning. It's Wednesday, July the 1st. We're halfway through the year. 6 months in, 6 months to go. Guess maybe we should pray that the second half of the year is better than the first half. At least that's going to be part of my prayer. Speaking about that, even though we are attempting to resume some sort of in-house worship at St. Stephen's, there are a lot of people who are not ready to join us, and I understand that and support that decision. But remember that worshiping is a bit of a habit we get into, and like a lot of habits, it's easy to get out of. And so I would ask you to cultivate the habit of worship. If you can't or don't feel you're ready to be here on Sunday morning, then of course you can always watch the replay of the Sunday morning service. But I would also encourage you to maybe look at your prayer book. If you don't have a prayer book, you can order one online. And if you're not sure where, give me a call, I'll help you. But you can also find electronic prayer books that you can download and have on your phone or iPad or laptop computer. But take a peek in there. There are services called morning prayer and evening prayer, taken from the old monastic services when the prayer book was first written by Thomas Cranmer and his people. There are like family services. You can find those individual. I think it's called Devotions for Individuals and Families. They're like one page long, and you have them for morning and noon and evening and set it into the day and Compline and those things. Look at those. Speaking of Compline, look at Compline, the last service of the day in the monastic life. You could use. You can find online sites that do the daily office, morning prayer or evening prayer. Mission St. Clair is one that comes to mind. I think Forward Movement, if you go to their website, I think you could find a daily office for that. I mean, you can Google it. There's all kinds of them. But the point is, maybe you could work on praying and reading the Bible on a regular basis. Daily would be good. If it's new to you, then maybe just a few times a week, or just write yourself a Post-it note and say, I need to do this sometime, and try to do it. But it's a habit we get into and can easily get out of, just like coming to church on Sunday. So I hope you'll maintain your worship and your prayer life and your Bible study and Bible reading disciplines, and those help to keep you connected, of course, with God and the larger church. Also, this Saturday is the 4th of July, and so I hope that you will take the time to give thanks for what we have in this country. We're not perfect, never will be, but I think we've got a good thing going. We just need to improve the product. And we can do that with God's help, I think, I hope, I believe. So remember, and actually in the prayer book, there are, July the 4th is one of the saints' days or holy days of the church calendar, that and Thanksgiving. The only two secular holy days in our prayer book. And there are readings for that if you'd like to look those up and read them. There are prayers for the 4th of July. I hope you'll keep those in your prayer life on that day. And give thanks to God for what we have and ask God to help us do it better. Ask God to help us show the way to interact with each other in better, more meaningful ways. I need to remind you that this will be the last Wednesday chat until the 22nd. My wife and I are leaving town early next week, to go. I'm going to go and officiate at my granddaughter's wedding in Cincinnati, so we're looking forward to that. and we'll spend some time with them. We've got some other family we're going to stop in and see, so we're going to be gone for a couple of weeks, which means that on July the 12th and the 19th, those two Sundays, the 12th and the 19th, Mother Christine Gilson will be here to do the service, and you all know and love Christine. She's been here before to fill in. She usually, before we get thrown out of our normal cycle of prayer by the coronavirus, she was the one that was here on the Sundays that I was off. So she'll be back here on the 12th and the 19th, so I hope you come and make her feel welcome. She'll also be here on the Wednesdays of the 8th and the 15th. So again, just to have the Wednesday services. So we will continue to have those, and Christine will be celebrating the Eucharist on the 8th and 15th as well. So we've got that covered. Also, during this time of quarantine in some places, self-styled in many ways, but at least according to the government, we need to stay in touch with one another. So I'm hoping that the communication back and forth amongst the parishioners is continuing on, and hoping that we check on one another and make sure people are doing well, and if there are people who need ministering to, we find some way to do that. If there are people who need to be on our prayer list, we get that happens as well, and so we can remember those too. So again, communicate, talk to people, email people, text them. Even nothing more than you call up and say, hey, I was sitting here having a cup of coffee late this morning, and you came through my mind, so I thought, well, I'll give you a call and see how you're doing. Just check on it and see what's going on. That way we keep up with each other. It's amazing the grapevine that exists in the church when we meet face to face on a regular basis. Every Sunday we kind of catch up with people where they are, and we haven't been able to do that for a while. So if you'll help us, we'd like to stay in touch with people, and those who have needs, we'd like to try to find ways to help with those needs if we can. So we're still struggling and responding to our pandemic. That seems to be the only thing we talk about these days, and yet with the resurgence and more people in some parts of the country coming down with it, it's a very real problem, and it's a very real fear and concern, I guess, for all of us. So, do keep your social distancing, wear your face mask in public, do all those things that they call us to do, and hopefully, we can beat this back down again, and ultimately we'll find a vaccine to overcome it. But until that day, use your common sense. Be careful. Take care of yourselves. So until I'll be here this Sunday, so it's not till we meet again, because I'm not leaving till next week. But I'll be back here on the 22nd, which is the feast of St. Mary Magdalene. We'll talk about her when I come back. So I wish that you have a great holiday. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. Get some sparklers and some hot dogs, and make it an all-American gathering. I hope to see a lot of you Sunday, and I hope to see a lot of you more in the future. So have a great day. God bless you, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.